The first award we would like to present is the Dr. Debussy Schmerida Spirit of Medicine Award. This award is given to a U.S. physician who demonstrates altruism, compassion, integrity, leadership, and personal sacrifice while providing quality healthcare to destitute, distressed, or marginalized populations. The 2020 recipient is Dr. M. Monica Sweeney. Dr. Sweeney served as a primary care physician for more than 40 years, with the majority of her career spent caring for patients at the Bedford-Stuyvesant Health Center in Brooklyn, New York. She is passionate about various public health messages, including HIV testing, immunizations, and access and equity in healthcare for marginalized populations. As former Assistant Commissioner for the Bureau of HIV/AIDS Prevention and Control in the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, Dr. Sweeney led the department's HIV/AIDS prevention and control efforts. During her tenure, she initiated the Bronx Knows, a large-scale public health intervention to increase voluntary HIV testing in the Bronx. In just 3 years, the Bronx Knows had community partners that conducted well over 600,000 HIV tests. Now retired, she continues to serve her community as an adjunct professor, is involved with Brooklyn's Community Advisory Board for COVID-19 for testing and contact tracing, and continues to be an active member of the Medical Society of the State of New York's Infectious Disease Committee. In Dr. Sweeney's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to the Bronx Community College Foundation.
The AMA Foundation Award means that the work that I've been doing have been noticed by others. That's important, but there are times you have to do work that some people don't think is valuable, or they think the people with whom you're working are not worthy of it. You have to do it anyway. But when people do notice your work and give you an award, it boosts your energy. My grandmother used to say, be a credit to your race. My father used to say, be a credit to the human race because your reward is in heaven. I hope he's right. The thing is that when I do get an award, it's like a shot in the arm. It gives you more energy to keep going. And this award will do nothing less than to pump me up and give me more energy, for which I'm very thankful.
Our next award is the Dr. Edmund and Rima Kababe Dedication to the Profession Award. This award recognizes a physician who demonstrates active and productive improvement to the profession of medicine through community service, advocacy, leadership, teaching, or philanthropy. We would like to express our ongoing gratitude to Ed and Rima. They truly embody the very nature of this award, and Dr. Kababe has spent his career working tirelessly to advance medicine and give back. The recipient of the 2020 award is Dr. Fatima Cody Stanford. Dr. Stanford is an obesity medicine physician-scientist who has worked tirelessly to care for and promote the care of patients with obesity around the world. Dr. Stanford practices and teaches at Massachusetts General Hospital and Harvard Medical School as one of the first fellowship-trained obesity medicine physicians in the world. She has served as a health communications fellow at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and as a behavioral sciences intern at the American Cancer Society. While a student completing her Master's of Public Health at the Emory School of Public Health, she acted as project coordinator for 3 separate projects aimed at addressing obesity. This was instrumental in her international advocacy work surrounding obesity as a disease and her commitment to the education of physicians, medical students, and the greater population about how to tackle this disease. Dr. Stanford has received the Gold Congressional Award, the highest honor that Congress bestows upon America's youth. And in 2005, she received an AMA Foundation Leadership Award. In Dr. Stanford's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to the AMA Foundation's Underrepresented in Medicine Scholarship Fund.
When I think about who has been one of the most major influences on my life in medicine, I think about my maternal grandmother. She's no longer living, but she's Mommy Joyce, and she was the one that really introduced me to this desire, this quest for education, and my subsequent love in medicine. I'm thankful to her for all that she's done for me and giving me a head start in my educational pursuits. And so I'm very thankful to her, and I definitely credit her with where I am today. So this award is a culmination of all of the work that I've done in patient care, education, research, advocacy, and I'm thankful to the AMA for recognizing me for this wonderful award that brings together all of the facets that make me in medicine.
The AMA Foundation's Leadership Development Institute, or LDI, is dedicated to cultivating a diverse cohort of aspiring physician leaders who are committed to serving the needs of their communities and improving our nation's health, one patient at a time. The Institute offers final year medical students a unique opportunity to gain insight into the leadership skills needed to foster their careers and the future of medicine. Students receive professional development opportunities as well as a formal mentoring program throughout the course of the program year. Activities include a weekend retreat, monthly webinars, and culminating activities during the AMA annual meeting. Participants in the LDI are paired with an AMA House of Delegate physician mentor to assist with the transition from medical school to residency. Through monthly meetings and conversations, mentees receive personal career consultation and guidance, while expanding their professional networks and learning more about the AMA and its House of Delegates. Interested in serving as a mentor for an LDI participant? Please email AMAF Program Manager Emily Demko at emily.demko@ama-assn.org. The Jack B. McConnell MD Award for Excellence in Volunteerism honors senior physicians who are committed to providing medical care to those without access to health care in the United States. The 2020 award recipient is Dr. Ludlow B. Creary. Dr. Ludlow B. Creary came from Jamaica to pursue a medical career in the United States. His only goal was to become the best doctor that he could be and serve patients in underserved communities. For more than 50 years, Dr. Creary worked to serve minority residents of Greater Los Angeles. He was involved in the creation of the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospital, where he served as professor and chair of the Department of Family Medicine for more than 2 decades. He also spearheaded the opening of the historic West Adams Hospital in the South Los Angeles community. When Dr. Creary was in private practice in South LA, no patients were ever turned away when unable to pay. He has also provided free consultative services for seniors for the last 16 years to ensure that they are able to get the best medical care possible. In recognition of his life's work, Dr. Creary has received many honors, including the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Special Needs Network and the Distinguished Service Award from the National Medical Association. His legacy and commitment to medicine will carry on through the Creary Family Foundation and the many medical students and residents who he has trained and mentored. In Dr. Creary's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to the Creary Family Foundation held at the Pasadena Community Foundation.
The American Medical Association is the most prestigious organization of its kind in the entire world. It represents doctors of medicine, and the foundation is its sponsoring agent. I'm eminently grateful to be selected for such an award, considering the value worldwide of such recognition. Thank you, AMA Foundation.
Our next award is the Pride in the Profession Award. This award honors physicians whose lives encompass the true spirit of being a medical professional through extraordinary patient care. Dr. Christopher H. Che is the 2020 recipient. Dr. Che's goal has always been to provide access to the highest quality compassionate care to every patient everywhere in Western North Carolina. He has done this through his clinical trial work, expanding clinics into rural communities, promoting patient-centered care, and managing the largest center for medical oncology care in Western North Carolina. Dr. Che's efforts in developing oncology services in the Western North Carolina region has resulted in the expansion of satellite clinics to underserved communities, which decreased the average patient travel time from 90 minutes to 20 minutes to reach the closest oncology practice, drastically improving patient compliance rates. The development of clinical research trials, including expanding access to clinical trials by establishing a support structure that included dedicated research nurses, and an oncology care model that incorporated enhanced triage and urgent care services that reduced oncology patients' hospitalization rates and emergency room visits, years before the official oncology care model was conceived. In Dr. Che's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to the Williamson Lovelights Fund.
This award obviously is such a great honor, but when I think about it, it really reminds me of core principles that I learned from a mentor, Dr. Michael Messino, who's told me over and over again that as long as we focus on the patient and do what's best for the patient, everything falls in place. And that's something that our practice and I personally really try to strive for on a daily basis. I think if we can all remember that, that'll guide us the best in everything that we do.
We hope you are enjoying tonight's ceremony. Do you know a medical student, resident, or physician who exemplifies the highest values of volunteerism, community engagement, and leadership? We encourage you to nominate them today to be honored for their excellence in medicine. Nominations for the Foundation's 2021 Excellence in Medicine Awards are being accepted through July 31st, 2021. You can learn more about the online nomination process and all of our award categories for 2021 on our website, www.amafoundation.org. You can also email Program Manager Emily Demko at emily.demko@ama-assn.org with any questions. We thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate the outstanding 2020 award winners and look forward to seeing you again in 2022. The next 3 awards are new this year: the Excellence in LGBTQ Health Awards. These awards honor physicians, residents or fellows, and final year medical students who have demonstrated outstanding work, innovation, and leadership in LGBTQ policy, advocacy, patient care, academics, workforce diversity, and/or healthcare administration. These awards are sponsored by the AMA's LGBTQ Advisory Committee. The 2020 final year medical student recipient is Sarah Grimley. Sarah Grimley is the founder, chair of the board of directors, and chief operational officer of the Nevada Gender Affirming Healthcare Program, and a recent graduate of the charter class of the University of Nevada at Las Vegas School of Medicine. Beginning on day 1 of medical school, Sarah began her efforts toward establishing a network of LGBTQIA+ health specialist physicians who have additional training and resources to serve sexual and gender minorities. She assisted in developing the medical student rotation at a clinic in Las Vegas for LGBTQIA+ care and founded the Nevada Gender Affirming Healthcare Program to positively impact the transgender, gender nonconforming, non-binary, intersex, and otherwise gender-expansive community in the state of Nevada. The organization has helped provide medical resource and information to patients and helped providers grow their practice to better serve the patients it was built to serve. In addition to her current work, Sarah plans to complete a residency in family medicine, after which she hopes to open a comprehensive healthcare center to provide care for LGBTQIA+ people in her own community. In Dr. Grimley's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to the Trans and Gender Diversity Program of the LGBTQIA Center of Southern Nevada.
As a queer person, the fact that this award even exists at all means so much to me. I honestly cried when I was named the recipient. And as a recipient, I gain another level of privilege, and I'm provided with this national platform and network that I can utilize and continue to serve my community with. But overall, this award really helped reaffirm that I do belong here. I do belong in medicine, and that the work that I do really does matter. I will continue to provide gender-affirming, queer-friendly, alternative lifestyle accepting care to all my patients. I will use my privilege to stand up against injustices and to create space for my marginalized sisters, brothers, and siblings. I will never stop caring for people the way that I believe that all people deserve to be cared for. And finally, after I've completed my residency training, I will return to Las Vegas, Nevada, and I will create a comprehensive healthcare center for the LGBTQ community.
The resident recipient is Dr. Danielle Weitzer. Dr. Weitzer is currently in her 3rd year of psychiatry residency at Rowan University School of Osteopathic Medicine. She decided to pursue a career in medicine to help increase the resources and care available to minority and diverse populations. in particular, the LGBTQ population. Growing up as a male, she never felt right in her own body. The world's perception of her came solely from her outward appearance, which was a manifestation of the sex that she was assigned at birth. She knew that to achieve her goals of becoming a woman, she would need the help of doctors. Her career in medicine is guided by a desire to help others achieve their own goals and improve their quality of life, just as her doctors did for her. Dr. Weitzer has presented at conferences regarding healthcare disparities among the LGBTQ community and strategies to overcome them. As a medical student lecturer, Dr. Weitzer increases training by discussing primary and secondary diagnostic testing recommendations for the LGBTQ patient. Her goal is to increase awareness of these issues to medical students so that they may make a difference as a physician. In Dr. Weitzer's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to the American Brain Tumor Association.
So my father was the major person that inspired me to medicine. He pretty much shaped me into the person that I am today, not just as a physician, but my overall confidence levels. I am transgender myself, so in the past I did have some identity and confidence issues, and he helped really rebuild that and instill that in me that I could do a lot, even when I didn't think that I could. And through that confidence that I gained over the years, that is what allowed me into that thought process that I really can do medical school and become the doctor that I am today.
And lastly, the physician recipient of the Excellence in LGBTQ Health Award is Dr. Eric Eiting. In addition to frontline work in the ER, Dr. Eiting is the Vice Chair of Operations for Emergency Medicine at Mount Sinai, New York City, and is a tireless advocate for the care of underserved and vulnerable populations, particularly in the LGBTQ community. He served as the Vice Chair for the AMA Advisory Committee on LGBTQ issues and helped to establish the LGBTQ Honor Fund at the AMA Foundation, which is currently developing the first national fellowship for LGBTQ+ health. Dr. Eiting currently serves as commission member for this major initiative, representing the Honor Fund's founding 10 donors. As a physician, Dr. Eiting treats patients who see the ER as their last resort for care. Dr. Eiting provides non-judgmental treatment to these vulnerable patients, understanding that the key question to ask is, why are you really here? He teaches his residents that often, patients in the ER are unable to communicate their needs, and that underlying factors such as mental health should be considered in their treatment plan. In Dr. Eiting's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to Mount Sinai Adolescent Health Center.
I am so humbled and honored to have been selected as the recipient of this prestigious award. Thank you so much for the recognition from the AMA Foundation. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I was absolutely speechless when I found out about this. I particularly want to thank Dr. Josh Cohen for nominating me for this award. Josh has done some amazing work in helping us kick off the LGBTQ Health Fellowship, where we're going to be infusing the pipeline of physicians to make sure we're addressing healthcare disparities within this population. So thank you, Josh. From the bottom of my heart, you're such a special person. I absolutely love the work that I get to do as medical director for quality for our Center for Transgender Medicine and Surgery.
Please join me once again in congratulating all of our 2020 Excellence in Medicine Award recipients. Finally this evening, we would like to honor and recognize the 2020 and 2021 Leadership Development Institute classes. Many of these individuals are with us tonight, and you will have the opportunity to meet with them and hear more about their experiences later in the event. The members of the 2020 Leadership Development Institute class are Dr. Nina Gumari, Dr. Caroline Hensley, Dr. Tyrone Johnson, Dr. Michael Cochis, Dr. Patrick Lowe, Dr. Shayla Medina, Dr. Avni Patel, Dr. Alexandra Willauer, and Dr. Evan Zhang. And the members of the 2021 Leadership Development Institute class are Dr. Dori Askins, Dr. Ankita Brahmaratu, Dr. Gabrielle Colon, Dr. Ellen Dowling, Dr. Victoria Humphrey, Dr. Martin Herrado, Dr. Vola Mazziato, Dr. Elizabeth Seaman, Dr. Emily Slaminski, Dr. Jonathan Taylor Fishwick, and Dr. Zachary White. Please join us again in congratulating all of our 2020 Excellence in Medicine Award winners with a virtual round of applause. Tonight's award recipients certainly exemplify the highest values of volunteerism, community engagement, and leadership within the profession of medicine. We thank you for joining us this evening, and don't forget that nominations are currently being accepted for the 2021 awards. We look forward to safely celebrating in person very soon.